My grandma was born Mary Lynn Kersey on November 24th, 1945. She was born in Perry, Georgia, and now resides in Wimberley, Texas. The first event that shaped my grandma's life was when her dad died when she was 13. She then moved to Belton, Texas with her grandma and grandpa. Her grandfather, Robert Bradford Smith, became her father figure and male role model. Her favorite memory from her grandfather was when he would say, "When you work for a man, don't give 100%, you give 150%. My grandma lived by that saying and applied it to her daily life. To this day, she is thankful for everything her grandfather has taught her. The second event that shaped my grandmother's life was her family, but mainly her grandchildren. My grandma has 3 children, my dad, who is the oldest, then my Aunt Lori, followed by my Uncle Brad. She named my Uncle Brad after her grandpa, Robert Bradford. From her 3 children, she was given 7 grandchildren. She referred to us as 7 wonderful souls. My grandma told me, "You always love your children, and then you have your grandchildren." All 7 of my cousins were each born 1 year apart from each other. This changed my grandma's life. She told me our family is blessed to be so close. We all lived in the same city and we all went to the same schools. She told me that this isn't normal for a typical family. My grandma's life is now formed around family and she finds that most important. My grandma told me of a recent event that has now also shaped her life. My grandma was recently diagnosed with a heart arrhythmia. She underwent 2 heart ablations to hopefully get rid of it. With no success, her doctors recommended a medication which would require her to stay in the hospital. She would undergo many EKGs and tests. After 4 days, the drug had worked and she was told she could leave the hospital after completing 1 more final EKG. As she was getting ready to leave, the nurse stopped her and told her she had to wait. The doctors had found a 6th sinus node, which left her at risk for an even worse heart problem. When my grandma asked why the first 8 EKGs did not catch the 6th sinus node, the doctor responded by shaking his head. He looked up and said, "That came from a higher power." That was the moment my grandma realized the power of prayer. 3 churches, dozens of friends, and all of our family had been praying for her health. In my grandma's lifetime, she has seen and heard many wonders, but her family and her faith has shaped her life to be where it is today. As for me, I cherish my family more than anything. Without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. They have shaped my life by teaching me how to love and how I should be loved. My grandma taught me faith. She loved me as Jesus would, and it has shaped me into who I am now and who I hope to be in the future.